Joseph and his rainbow coat. Isaac was Abraham's son. He married Rebekah and had twin sons, Esau and Jacob. Jacob, who was also called Israel, settled in Canaan and had a large family. Jacob's 12 sons were named Reuben, Simeon, then Levi and Judah, Issachar and Zebulun, Gad and Asher, Dan and Naphtali, then Joseph and Benjamin.
How many sons did Jacob have? 20. 12.
Joseph and Benjamin were Jacob's favorite children, but he loved Joseph best of all.
Who were Jacob's favorite children? Bill and Ben, Joseph and Benjamin.
One day, Joseph told his brothers about a dream he had had. They were tying up corn in the fields when the other brothers' bundles bowed down to Joseph's. Joseph's dream made his brothers very angry. "Who does he think he is?" they grumbled.
What did Joseph dream about? Bundles of corn, sheep.
Jacob had given Joseph a beautiful coat, colored like a rainbow, and that made the brothers even more jealous. They hated Joseph so much that some of them wanted to harm him.
What special present did Jacob give Joseph? A flock of sheep, a beautiful rainbow coat.
One day, while the brothers were working in the fields, they grabbed Joseph and tore his splendid coat off him. They decided to kill Joseph and throw his body into a well.
Where did the brothers throw Joseph? Into the sea. Into a well.
Reuben disagreed and said, "Let's just leave Joseph at the bottom of the well." Reuben secretly meant to come back later and rescue him. Later, while Reuben was busy, the other brothers sold Joseph to some merchants who were traveling to Egypt.
How did Joseph's brothers get rid of him? They sold him to some merchants. They killed him and threw him in a well.
Then the brothers smeared the rainbow coat with goat's blood and told Jacob His favorite son had been killed by a wild beast. When the merchants reached Egypt, they sold Joseph to the captain of Pharaoh's guard. Joseph worked hard, and after some years, he was made head of the household.
Who bought Joseph when he arrived in Egypt? A rich businessman. The captain of Pharaoh's guard.
One day, Pharaoh had a nightmare that no one could explain. Joseph had strange dreams himself and was good at figuring out what they meant. So Pharaoh sent for him.
Why did Pharaoh send for Joseph? Because Joseph was in Pharaoh's dream. Because Joseph was good at knowing what dreams meant.
In Pharaoh's dream, 7 fat cows came out of the river to graze. Then 7 thin cows followed the fat cows out of the water and gobbled them up. But the thin cows didn't get any fatter. Joseph told Pharaoh that the dream meant Egypt was going to have 7 years of good harvests, followed by 7 years of famine.
How long did Joseph say the famine would last? 1 day. 7 years. Famine. A famine is a time when food crops will not grow and people do not get enough to eat.
Pharaoh was so impressed by Joseph's explanation, he put him in charge of building barns to store extra food for the bad years. And Pharaoh's dream came true, just as Joseph said. Years later, during the famine, 11 visitors came from Canaan to ask for food. They were Joseph's brothers. He knew who they were immediately, but they had no idea who this powerful Egyptian was. Joseph decided to test his brothers to see if they had changed.
Who came to see Joseph when there was no food? Joseph's brothers. Some storekeepers.
Joseph gave them all the food they could carry, but in Benjamin's sack he hid his special silver cup. The brothers set off for home, but they had not gone far when Joseph's guards rode after them and found the cup in Benjamin's sack.
What did Joseph put in Benjamin's sack? A mouse. A silver cup.
The brothers were arrested and brought to Joseph. He pretended to be angry. "The rest of you can go free," he said, "but the one who stole my cup shall stay and be my slave."
What did Joseph do when his brothers were brought to him? He hugged them warmly. He pretended to be angry. Slaves. Slaves were servants who were not paid any wages. They belonged to their masters and could be bought and sold like a car or a house.
The other brothers were horrified. Their father had already lost one of his favorite sons. It would break his heart if they went back without Benjamin. "Take one of us instead," they begged.
What did the brothers say to Joseph? Take one of us instead. I wish we had never come here.
Then Joseph knew they had really changed. He told them who he was and asked them to fetch Jacob so they could all live together in Egypt. Daniel in the lion's den. The Israelites had been slaves in Egypt, but they finally escaped. Then, many years later, the Babylonian kings made them slaves again. One of the Israelites who still trusted God was Daniel.
What was it that was special about Daniel? He trusted God. He had noble parents.
Daniel was so honest and clever that the king, Darius, made him prime minister. All the other politicians were jealous. They made Darius pass a law saying no one should pray to anyone but the king. Anyone who did would be thrown into a pit with hungry lions.
What job did King Darius give to Daniel? Prime Minister. Lion keeper.
But Daniel went on praying to God, the way he always had. Everyone could see him. "Daniel prays to God," said the jealous politicians to Darius. "He has broken your law. You must throw him to the lions."
Who could see Daniel praying? Everyone. Nobody.
Darius was sad. He liked Daniel, but the law was the law. He ordered Daniel to be thrown into the lion's den.
What kind of animals were in the den where Daniel was thrown? Bears. Lions.
Next morning, the king went sadly to the lion's den, not daring to hope that Daniel had been saved. "Daniel, has your God kept you safe from the lions?" "Here I am. God's angel stood between me and the lions."
Who saved Daniel from the lions? An angel. A lion tamer.
The king ordered Daniel to be taken out of the pit. He had the politicians thrown in instead, and the lions made short work of them, munching on their bones. Then Darius ordered all his people to respect Daniel's God.
Animal homes. Can you direct the animals to their homes in either the sea, the land, or the sky? You score points for every animal you put in the right place before all the apples fall off the tree. Click on the clouds to change the direction the animals travel. Try to get as many as possible for a high score before the time runs out. Click on New Game to begin.
Can you put even more animals in the right place next time?
Musical bones. Jonah will play some sounds in the mouth of the big fish. How many sounds can you copy? Look and listen when Jonah holds his hand to his ear. When Jonah's arm is held out, click on the same objects to make the same sounds in the same order. Click on New Game to begin. Click on Explore Sounds to play the sounds by yourself.
Your turn. Listen carefully. Your turn. Watch and listen closely. Your turn. Watch and listen closely. Now you try. Watch and listen closely. Now you try. Watch and listen closely. Your turn.
Road to Canaan. It will take 4 days and 1 night for Abraham to travel the road to Canaan. Can you guide him there before the sun or moon sets? You score points for each complete road. The faster you finish, the more points you score. Click on a path square until it is in the correct position. Try to complete the path from Abraham toward Canaan before the time runs out. Click on New Game to begin.
Well done. But there are still 3 days and 1 night to go. Only 2 days and 1 night left to guide Abraham to Canaan. Just 1 day and 1 night to go. Abraham's nearly there. Only one night to go. Abraham is coming. I can see him in the distance. Welcome to Canaan. You must be tired after your journey.
Where's Joseph? Joseph's brothers have thrown him into the well. Can you use the beam of light to find him? Click on the arrows to move up and down the well. Each time you click on Joseph, you score points. The quicker you are, the more points you get. Score as many as you can before the candle burns out. Click on New Game to begin. Secret Squares. The bulrushes are stopping baby Moses from reaching the princess. Can you click on them to clear all the Blue River squares before the water jug fills up? Each time you clear the river, you score points. The quicker you are, the more you score. But watch out, it's not as easy as it looks. Click on New Game to begin. perfect pairs. The animals are all jumbled up. Can you put them in pairs before the rain starts? The quicker you are, the more points you get. First, put one animal in the room at the top of the ark. Next, click on the animal you want to move. Then, click in the space where you want it to go. But remember, the lift must be on the same floor as the animal you want to move. To move the lift, just click on it. Each time you sort out the animals, they get more jumbled. Keep going to get a high score. Click on New Game to begin.
Try again if you want to get more points. The rain hasn't started yet. Can you pair up the animals again?
Face to face. Can you match Daniel, the lion, or the lioness on the sides of the triangles? You get a point for every match. The highest possible score is 24. Can you match that before the rock blocks the lion's den? Click and drag a triangle onto the board. Click the arrow button to flip the triangle. To change a piece, simply drop another triangle on top. Click on New Game to begin.
You can try again if you click New Game.
Quiz. Can you help your player reach the highest rooftop to ring the bell? Each time you answer a question correctly, a number appears in the sand. Your player will move that many squares. Watch out for the holes. Click on New Game. Then decide how many people you want to play and whether you want easy, medium, or hard questions. Then click OK to start the game. Good luck! Which of these people is Adam? You're right. That's Adam. Which of these animals swallowed Jonah? Was it a big fish or a tiger? Yes, it was a big fish. What did Joseph put in Benjamin's sack? An apple or a silver cup? Yes, a silver cup. What did Jacob give his son Joseph? Was it a boat or a rainbow coat? Yes, it was a rainbow coat. Click on the animal that lives in water. A fish, that's right. What did Pharaoh dream about? Was it cows or cheetahs? Cows, you're right. Click on the animal that went up the mountain with Abraham and Isaac. A donkey, that's right. Which of these pictures shows a flood? Yes, that's a flood. What did God send when all the animals were in the ark? A storm or a sunny day? A storm, that's right.